What up, guys? Good morning. um, let's run through yesterday really quick. Um, yesterday was quite a bit of rug pull. Uh, I believe I either sit in this room or another room. I was like, the feeling was like a rug pull. I was like, I feel like a rug pull on this. Got fortunate and shorted pretty damn close to the top. So that worked out well. And at the same time was long crude. So that also worked out well. Moving on to today. Today's going to be a back and forth bullshit day, in my opinion, despite news, which is really rare for me to say. I think you're going to get two trades today. I think you have to be patient with it. So, I think for ES, we're going to come up and, open. Well, initially, I actually drew this before, this whole move up. So I already felt like we're going to move up to this area already. I think this is the end of the move. So if you're long, I would probably take it off. If anything, you're really overextended at 57.50. But anyhow, so I think that, we're going to do, for scenario one, we're going to come up to that level or already up to that level. Probably sell off to about 96 and then really rest on that 1875. Again, we're not 1875s, don't reject anything, but it will pull price to it, right? So, and then scenario two is very similar, but we're just dropping a little bit lower at 88.50, and then coming up to this, 1875, finishing there. Scenario three is coming up to clear all these reds, and then rejecting 73.25. Again, red doesn't mean it's rejecting, but you could reject it and then come down and grab this 1875 as well, basically clearing 3 reds in one day. What you need to pay attention to actually is NQ is actually the weakest one thus far. What you need to pay attention to is first time down. This big, if we can get there at 12,854 and a quarter, that's a huge rejection area. So if, say, NQ sells off and ES is in the middle of nowhere, if NQ rejects hard, expect ES to just follow it. Doesn't matter where it is. I don't care if it's close to a level or not close to a level, or in the middle of a profile. It won't fucking matter. It's just going to go. And then with ES, so remember that NQ level. With ES, first time down, if this matches, if ES gets down to 88.50 at the same time as NQ gets down to its number at 854 and a quarter, you're going to buy the fucking living shit out of it. It's going to bounce hard, and you're going to get a lot out of it, right? So just keep that in mind. Those are 2 rejection zones. For ES, another rejection zone would be at 73.25. So other than that, nothing too crazy. Peter asked me a question.
Hey, Zero.
Yeah.
What's your, you said, I'm also feeling bearish on this market, like over the next week or so. Do you have a downside swing target for the ES?
Yeah.
4,100 or lower? Or higher, maybe?
39.57.
What do you mean 41?
39.57.
Oh, 3,900. Okay, I hear you. Oh, wow. That's
3,900, 39.57.
Yeah, 39.57.
Yep.
Gotcha. Wow. You're very confident in this one, huh?
No, but I wouldn't say I'm, that confident. I'm not going to hold it all the way over there. If I get opportunities, I will short it. I'm still holding short right now.
Mm-hmm.
my ES. But I don't know. I think, I've been taking profit, re-entering, taking profit. So if that last, couple contracts gets to 39.50, then that'll be awesome. But if not, then it's okay. But I also don't think this will turn just yet. I think this will start turning probably next Friday to the downside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a back and forth deal. We might get down to say like 20s or something and then bounce back up, maybe even top tick even more past that major level. And then come maybe next Friday is when I think we're going to roll.
I think the high at 4,200 was pretty much put in place, but it could top ticket just to fuck
Yeah.
people.
Yep. You never know. I mean, if you look at it from a white coffee standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, we'll just have to see.
Yes, sir. All right, we will see. Good commentary, by the way. Your 40 level was really good yesterday. It ended up being pretty much the low.
Yeah, I didn't catch it though.
You trade the whole day, huh? That's crazy. Like I just trade the
I'm in and
yeah.
out, to be honest. I'm not like, you know,
Just watching it in the corner of your eye, huh?
yeah, I mean, I'll set up a bunch of alerts and just go watch TV or something.
Hmm. It must be hard to like do stuff if you're watching the market that closely, you know?
No, I mean, my interests aren't tight, so if I miss like a point or two, I'm okay. I'll still enter it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not
Nice.
trying to get as low of an MAE as possible. I think that's a fairly useless skill for what I try to accomplish.
Hmm. Did you catch the long on the way up in the morning yesterday?
No, yesterday, right? No,
Yeah,
I got
yesterday, yeah.
short on the late day rug pull.
Such a good short. Nice. Like what price?
I don't remember. I think it was really. Let me see if I remember correctly.
Was it like
Actually, I don't.
60s?
Yeah, it was. I think it was mid 60s. It
Oh,
was in.
65. That's good.
It was in NQ. It was in ES. Uh, Fuck, I don't remember. I don't remember the price. Oh, I have it
Yeah.
right here. What am I talking about?
Hey, by the way, you still talk to that buddy that does the Vegas thing?
Uh, Not as often, no. But I showed it ES at 65.75.
Oh, nice. Nice price. 65.75. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, that's a good ash. Here, let me look at the 1 minute, see what you saw.
This is what he was saying about, you know what I mean? It may appear to be a chase, but really, in the hindsight or the bigger picture, is it a chase?
Nope.
Ooh, 65.75.
Actually, kind of a shitty entry, to be honest with you. But
Huh.
well, look what it produced, though. So, like, this is what I'm trying. Yeah,
Huh, you didn't move your stop to break even on this one, huh? Because it would have
Uh,
re-hit it.
no, I never move my stop to break even. Or no, I shouldn't say never, but it's really, really rare.
Really?
I think, yeah, I think moving
Because
your
I
stop to
hear you
break
say
even.
moving it to break even plus one tick a couple times.
Um, no, that's if it runs really, really far against me. Or sorry, in my favor. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so as it's like, for instance, I took it off. Rhythmic has some issues, so I took, for the most part, average. Probably took it off like 51s or something. Although I wanted to take it off at 42s as the low of the day. But anyways,
51 is nice.
yeah. But as it got down there, I mean, I'll move it to break even. You know,
Daryl, just a quick. Did you change your settings, your streaming settings again, or do they
no, why?
reset every time you do it?
I don't know. Does it look like shit?
Yeah, it's really blurry today.
Okay. All right. Well, I have an interview today, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna probably place a trade. Right now, I don't know what to do. I really don't like the way the market's shaping up, though. To be honest,
Specs, what time's your interview?
it's in like in a little bit. Actually, I need to get ready and stuff.
It's like a Zoom meeting?
No, it's a final round interview, so it's like in person. Luckily, the place isn't too far. It's in the same like suburb I live in, so I'm just gonna go there and crush it. Yeah, engineering position.
Don't overwant it.
Of course. I had a final interview yesterday, and I feel like I overwanted it, so I'm gonna be a lot more chill this time today.
Yeah, it's part of the. I can smell the fear.
How do you do it though? How do you say that? How do you act in a way it's not like
Because
you
you don't.
overwant?
You act like you don't. You act like they're you're doing them a favor. To be honest with you.
Yes.
Don't forget that ever.
Mhm.
And if they don't reward you for that or acknowledge the fact that you are an asset, then the match isn't for you. Like it's just not for you. You need to have a place where they embrace you and want to cultivate you and say, look, Sun Tzu, treat your enemies as if, or sorry, treat your soldiers as if they were your brothers,
Mhm.
your family, right? Treat your soldiers like they're your family. So a good employer will really want to not lay off their family and not fire their family, not yell at their family for being late, not do a lot of things, right? But meanwhile, they do the opposite that doesn't show that they really appreciate what you're doing, which builds animosity, which doesn't make me want to fucking, like I said the other day, I don't know if you were here, but it was, when I tell my wife to relax, it never works.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That's not a nice thing to say. You know what actually works? If you want to know something funny that works, Harvey. If anybody ever yells at you, just tell them to speak louder. No, don't do that.
Guys, be careful about shorting.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I
Yeah,
lost
just
there for a second. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, dude. I was just saying, if anybody ever tells you is speaking loudly at you, just tell them to speak louder. That'll usually get them to calm down.
Yeah, right?
Because calm down doesn't work, so you got to say the opposite. Hey, look, it's Mr. Gordon Gecko himself.
Anyway, yeah, just don't go in there wanting it like they owe you. It's not the other way around. You're measuring them, right?
Yep.
Like, because if it doesn't work and you're only going to be there for 2 weeks, then what was the fucking point? You just wasted 2 weeks, right? And so you need to find a good fit for you, not for them.
Yeah, this company was referred to me by a friend who worked there, and he gave me a good like reference, and he said they're good shit. But just gotta.
Yeah, but I've also heard people say that was a good movie, and I'm like, you fucking don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, we'll see. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Best of luck with the trading, guys.
All right.
Good luck,
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
Peace out.
John, why don't you run us through your plan real quick?
Similar to yours, actually. I think we do have a back and forth day. Let me see how. Basically, what you kind of said, but just different. A little bit different. Not really.
What the fuck? Watch the
Back and
dollar.
forth day.
Yeah, dollar might be a bullish day. I think today's gonna be a shitty day to trade. I think if they take it anywhere, they're gonna take it right back up.
Yeah, I kind of think that because we already did that low overnight. I think
Yeah.
was that a bottom tick?
No. Yesterday was the low of the week.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about it like that.
Not only was it the low of the week, it was also the open of the previous week. So I think that anything staying above that level is
You know-
bullish, and then falling below it is pretty bearish.
Yeah, you don't want to know what else? If you do a Fibonacci retracement from the previous week's high and low, basically right here, we're right in the middle. So it's like a 50% retracement from last week, right
Yep.
here. The 41.43, which is also the previous month's high at 41.4250.
I'm not gonna try to get too funky with it, personally.
Sorry to add to confusion, but you know.
No, not confusing. It's just a different look.
They're doing it on purpose, putting all these crazy points together. You know, the government. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Be careful. Today's gonna be a fucking hard day. Oh, my room. Someone's arguing in my other room. Oh.
Oops, I thought I shared the my scenarios in the wrong. I thought I posted in the lowest chatter. It wasn't
Where'd you put it?
in ESX.
Oh. I thought you did that on purpose. But the fact that I was high as fuck when I woke up, he was still high on the 0 hour stream fucking playing Minecraft.
What time?
When I woke up, that was 1 p.m. my time, so that is that's
1 a.m. So you're exactly 12 hours off.
but you know, he's central.
Oh, he's central. That's true. Yeah. So it would have been 12:30.
So it'll be like 12:30. But he was playing for a while, and then we're just chit chatting. Yeah.
What, did G Trader come in live?
Yeah, he did. That's what I was calling you out, I guess. I don't fucking know. Sometimes I don't understand what you're saying. He'll just pop in and like talk slang and then pop out real quick, and he clicks the mute button so fast that he doesn't finish it. So I don't know what he's saying sometimes. But we were talking about like only ticks and stuff like that, and what we're gonna do about it. Yeah, there might
What's
be
going on with Only Ticks?
He just keeps, I mean, he's doing it in a very obvious yet he thinks he's sly way of like pulling people to his YouTube channel, pulling people to his Discord, and Fat Cat doesn't want it. He doesn't want people. He doesn't want him doing that. He doesn't want him to use this Discord as a way to funnel clients or something. So he wants to stop that.
Well, it's not a big advertising space, you know. Like,
I mean,
who
So-
the fuck? Yeah, like I don't know. There's another Discord that I was in where people just like other people just come in and fucking not a trading one, something else. People just
Yeah.
come in and fucking advertise their shit. It's like fuck off.
well, he does like again. He thinks he's sly, but it's fucking obvious, right?
Yeah, it's just annoying as shit.
He'll just say stuff like, and we think it's, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
he
little bit
says, like,
tinfoil
I've been
hat.
posting my results for years with high success
On
rates
my Discord.
in my room. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then it's like, I've been sharing free knowledge.
Yeah.
Or I've been like dropping gems on my Twitter, on my YouTube channel. It's like, okay, well, it doesn't take a fucking scientist if they really wanted to just be like only ticks in YouTube or Twitter, and then you'll get it, right? So he's not linking anymore because Fat Cat said you're not allowed to link anything, so he's not. But you're saying it enough where it's like someone typing in, like those.
It's the same thing. It's narcissism, right? It's like
No, it's like
telling
this.
my wife to relax. She doesn't gonna relax. It's not
No,
what
it's
I'm
like
telling her.
I'm not linking anything, but you can just go here and type in
and half the link here, and you put
Yeah.
the pieces together. Yeah, exactly.
02 trader. I'm not linking anything,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe he won't even put the WW in it. It's like, bro.
You do like the brackets between the dot.
It's like, what is that fucking app? Craigslist, where they say, don't put your phone number. They'll just type it out.
And they put a period between every.
Yeah. I mean, he's not doing that. I'm just saying it's obvious, right? It's obvious what he's doing. He's like, God, come on, man. And again, I have nothing against paid services. I told him, it's like, dude, I don't. But, it's Fat Cat's rules, so fucking abide by it.
Yeah, well, you're gonna ruin it for everybody. That guy's gonna have to start charging and shit, and people are gonna fucking.
He doesn't care.
Everybody.
He doesn't care.
OnlyFans, or OnlyTix doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
I have a name
Again.
OnlyTix anyway. I always thought it should be only points. Wouldn't that be a little more impressive? just saying.
And for those of you guys who do know him or are close with him, I have nothing against it, dude. Okay, so don't go running to him like, oh, Zero's talking shit. I have nothing against him. I just think that he needs to follow the rules.
Zero's with my name, and that's fine. I'm talking shit. That's fine. Go ahead and tell him.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't think anyone here knows him, huh?
There's a couple of people in here. That's how it's keeping afloat, I think. I don't want to name names, but there's other people that are actually in his room.
I've never even called him out on it, but people have reported to me that he's taken my levels. So, I don't know. We can talk about that later, Peter. He tried to join the levels chatter, and that's why, like, you guys can't see it. But he is specifically and I didn't do it. I'm not gonna say who did it, but he's specifically named in all private chats that he's not allowed to see or any of that shit. So, yeah, like versus like, oh, I'm allowing John to come in. It's like, no, he's not allowed. Like every fucking chat.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
the permissions or whatever. That's the yeah.
I don't. He's my baby's father. What?
Yeah, Red Pie's got a twisted sense of humor.
I'm like, what?
He's got a twisted sense of humor. He's trans.
I don't know if he's legit, but if he was, I wouldn't doubt it.
Again, it's just another way of organization of a regurgitation. It's the same. Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
No, if you want Dalton, Fat Cat, Stottlemyre, fucking any AMT stuff reworked into another package and labeling it slightly different and giving it different definitions, then that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Wasn't he getting Frozen to do a bunch of stuff for him too?
Yeah, exactly.
He did, and Frozen hates him.
fucking got pissed. Yeah.
Frozen fucking
Really.
hates him. Like
He
a
was
lot.
just like, you're doing my code right now, or you're not. Like, and Frozen's like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm not doing your code right now. Like, that's ridiculous.
Is that how
Frozen
he
and I,
actually said it?
I don't know.
'Cause
But
that's
Frozen and I
fucking
got
really
into
weird.
it because it's not that I was backing only TikTok. I was just backing again. Like I mean when I say it's like I don't have issues with people having a subscription. Like who am I to say that he's not worth whatever, $600 a month or whatever it is, right? But Frozen was really adamant about it. And we kind of butted very, very, this is like a year and a half ago or something. But then it was like, I didn't realize how much Frozen just didn't like the dude. Like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
So it's almost open. I'm gonna have to wait to let this simmer down. I don't know what the fuck. To be honest. Sorry. 15 minutes after the open though, right? We got that news, right? Where is it?
Yeah, PMI flash.
Flash. Fucking son loves that fucking show. I hate it. I fucking think it's terrible.
Open.
Oh, Russell. Oh. JP Morgan. Wow. XLF. XLF.
Looking at NQ at 62. If we can get there.
Oh. Russell. Oh. Took it back, eh?
That's in my NQ 62.
You got it? Where is it?
No, I said I'm canceling it.
Oh, you don't like that no more?
No.
Doesn't smell right?
Doesn't smell too right.
Like a curry diaper?
I've never smelled curry diaper.
Oh. It's just worse than a regular diaper. That's all.
Much 8150 in NQ. Let the markets do this thing right now. Did John leave us again?
A prick.
He must be running to Only Ticks right now. You know what they said about you?
Oh, he's. You know what? Yeah, he is. We can keep that. We can keep that story alive. I'm just saying. But he picks the worst time to leave to go to work. He needs to reschedule that shit. He says, "Oh, I have work meetings at 9:30." I'm like, well, "That's stupid. I don't appreciate a fucking goddamn thing. Fucking push them back."
Well, doesn't Specs do that?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Dave, I got you. Haha.
Yep.
Is it me or is it just NQ's the only one not wanting to give it up? Yeah. What the fuck?
No, just wait.
Fucking
There's gonna
Tesla's
be
pushing.
there's gonna be
That's
moves.
Yeah, Tesla's pushing. Or like, I don't know, whatever, pre-market. That explosion was good for business.
If you're looking for the downside, it's gonna be the NQ. Oh, the Dow's fucking selling off hard. I was just about to say, if you're looking for possible upside, you're probably most likely looking at the Dow, but that's just selling off hard. What the fuck is going on? And the Russell's selling off hard. The fuck?
Russell's huge. Russell led that whole push really quickly.
NQ's, like Harvey said, not releasing. But, we still have news in like 10 minutes, so don't get over carried away with this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fucking got me all worked up, Harvey.
Sorry, but gold's doing shit too now. Fucking bonds, gold. Pretty little bastards. See? Gotta wait. Leave it alone for a minute. Let it shake it all out.
Yeah, copper's dumping too.
Yeah, there's a correlation between the two, right? Still a little bit interesting. Between copper and gold, sorry.
Yeah, they're inverse right now though.
Sometimes they're not. It's
Yeah.
it's a really interesting. I've been watching them now for a little bit, and it's kind of fucking weird. Another thing, copper chips, right? They use a lot of copper in chips. Apparently,
They use
China-
they use gold in chips, and usually
Gold in-
copper is the electronic boards.
okay, yeah. So it's China.
Yeah.
China has a real attachment with copper. What else was it?
Oh, yeah.
Brazil.
Any of the materials that make electronic stuff. So any of the batteries.
There's a whole bunch of copper that's stuck in South America. Just don't have the logistics to get it out. I don't know if that's something. Old one or odd one? Pie? Did you old or odd? Old. Okay. I was looking at something else. Old. Cool. Oil and airlines, eh? I always thought it was cruise ships and airlines, but I wouldn't go on a fucking cruise ship if you had to pay me. COVID coffin. So the use of jet fuel, and this is the oil, the refining process. I'm sure all these correlations have been, been known for a while. It's actually how it's read. Really, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like anything can be, but it's how it's actually interpreted that it makes the money. Like right now, like Russell's dumping huge, so everything else is going to follow suit here. So you just take your time, pick which one you want, and which one's going to give you the most, which looks like NQ. We'll wait for the release. NQ's like a dirty little
Easy.
stepchild. Yeah, this is stalling here. So I would almost rather short ES than NQ just because NQ is being a little funny. Don't do what I say. This is not financial advice. That's financial advice.
Watch Dow the Russell at 046. 18046.
Way up there?
Yes, sir. Retail's coming up.
Make it sound like we were talking about him the whole time.
Three minutes.
Am I gonna have to fucking Google that word? What the fuck, really? Or maybe he misspelled it, but like, fuck me, I'm stupid. Oh fuck, it is the right word too. Fuck off, really?
Two minutes. One minute.
30 seconds. Would have been way better.
There it
Way
is.
better.
That's fucking fast.
It's awesome. It was awesome. What happened? Miss it? Where is it?
I got stopped. Fuck. That was way too fast.
That's not the awesome part. Did you see the look at the currencies quick? It's awesome.
I'll look at it later.
Yields. Take a look at yields.
Look at it later.
Gold, color.
Looks like shit.
Shit. Sorry about that miscue. It wasn't Tesla that was ripping. It's something. Sorry, that was Amazon. Apologies.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's so fast.
Motherfucker. That's short.
Trying.
Son of a bitch. Look at this shit. Just doing shit nothing. Yeah, bonds dropping.
Yes is really not doing shit. So I'm about to get tagged out of my MQ. Why is CS so strong?
Yeah, so strong. So more stable. Some discretionary.
Predominant activity in the indices QQQ, SPX, SPY, ES is predominantly selling of calls or selling of puts at the moment. Additionally, prevailing sentiment on ES is reasonably weak. NASDAQ is flat. Gold is dumping, broke through region of interest between 90 to 92.5. Wait, do you have the same region of interest?
I just got flat NQ. What was your region of interest?
90 to 92 on gold.
I have 89. No, sorry. I have 85.8.
Okay. Pound is dumping.
Yeah, but I mean, the yen is really what's kind
Risk mitigated on ES.
So for anyone trading natural gas rollovers today.
Sucks, dude. I fucking can't believe I got on my NQ so early. God. Harvey, what did you want me to look at? What currencies?
I just thought the yen was moving quite a bit more than everybody else. Seems to be a little more aggressive. I
On the
don't know
daily.
much about. I don't know much. Like, is that a normal?
Yeah, on the daily it is, but I mean, on the daily it looks like it, but it's really not. Still within a tight range. Looking to take off my pound here, I guess.
Or you had a position on the pound.
Short pound, short euro, short NQ, short
both.
ES.
If I were to pick between the two, I would have picked the euro.
Well, I shorted both like last week.
Looky you.
Yes, sir. That's how you fucking roll.
Looky. I'm gonna have to get you a fucking necklace.
Yeah, I'll just get out of this. One. Let me see. Yeah, this is a good place. Out of my sterling. So short euro. And I'll keep my euro.
Harvey, have you also looked at the Aussie dollar? Because Aussie dollar and yen have about moved similarly today. Aussie dollar?
Yeah, no, I don't see.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I don't see what you're seeing as in or whatever you want to call it, volatility or.
Just on a percentage basis.
Do you want it in the levels chatter here?
Wherever you'd like. Australia. Okay, well, yeah.
See, I don't know. It's just I don't watch it enough to know that that's like it just looks really strong again. Like for a fall off, that fall off looks really strong.
So who wants to catch a falling knife?
Well, I don't know if that's a normal type of thing or what is it, right? I don't know. I have to watch more. Yields are still climbing. Gold is still falling. Bonds are still falling. Be able to get a rate on this. I have to let it shake itself out a little deeper. Where was I? What was I doing? Something. I do.
RBOB is moving a decent bit today.
I was kind of wondered about that gasoline season. We should be coming into gasoline season, shouldn't we?
Yes. However, coal as well.
Forget your lean hogs. Actually, corn is putting in a little bit of volume here on the sell-off.
Bonds
I'll
are
be
really
back.
just pushing everything right now.
Liz, sorry?
Gold and bonds. Just shoving everything right now. I got nothing on the short term, whatever, aside from the longer term stuff. Still short NQ. Still short ES. Still short the euro.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I need to hop on a call with Risky's people.
All right, later.
Take care.
Hey, Zero. Maybe I'm wrong, but why isn't the demand for grains kind of higher when there's less supply of grains at this time of year?
Because the assumption is that all the grains that were stolen from Ukraine is being sold to China for a cheaper price. So if China has its grain supply met, then the rest of the world is, it's kind of taking care of itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the OPEC driving the price of oil. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, man, I caught it. I just didn't catch it well. To be honest, it was a really bad trade, despite me being up. It wasn't a good trade. It wasn't a good day, period. I took 2 quick small losses, really small. Small meaning half size. Or like, so basically I took 1 full R of loss, and then I made it back, but I wouldn't consider it a good trading day. I can actually, a couple hours prior to the session, I already fell off. So I think
Well, lucky for you,
Yeah.
there's like 6 more hours.
Oh, no one said I'm fucking staying around. I can go buy myself another bottle if that's the case. Shit.
5 or 6 more hours of this shit. Don't worry. You got lots of time to fuck it up more.
I'm just trying to close the week strong.
Then shut the fucking shit off.
Oh no, on my bigger account. Okay.
Just kidding. I'm not though, really, guys. You should just shut it off and walk away.
Me?
Oh, anybody that's not feeling confident at all, they should. It's just not really great.
Oh, that's me. That's me included. Like, if you don't feel good, you should always shut it off.
Just if you can't,
Um,
I don't know.
you're
Trying
right
to
about that.
fabricate a trade because you feel like you need to make a trade.
No red pie.
It's not going to work, right? It's just going to fuck you up more than anything.
Yep. It's only been what 2 weeks? I think we've done the eval. 2, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. This will be the third week.
21 days, whatever you want to call it, right?
Well, no one finished the eval.
Like pass. Is that what you're asking, Red Pie? Pass the eval? Finish? Some that
I gotta
finish.
jump. See you guys later.
All right, let her
Here,
go.
I'll go.
Nice, man. You don't want to fade this just yet, right? With gold selling off, with bond selling off, even if it stalls, if it stalls, let's just say you're, all right, let's just play my position real quick, right? So I'm short 3 right now. And if you want to if it starts stalling, if gold starts stalling, doesn't break, forget about putting in a reversal, but if it just doesn't break right here to new lows, then maybe I'll take 1 off. But ultimately, you still want to leave as much as possible. So right now, let's just see what it does on a micro scale. If it's going to bottom tick on gold, or bonds a little bit harder to watch the price action, but bonds are stalling. So let's just watch the gold right now. It's a little bit more clear. All right, so gold just broke down to newer lows, so I'm not selling this off. But you can see NQES falling as gold is doing that. Now, is that a bottom tick? We don't know yet. So we're watching this right now, watching this price action. It's fairly extended closer. Not only has gold broken out the overnight lows, it's challenging yesterday's overnight lows. So we're kind of just watching this, or not yesterday, sorry. They're challenging the low of Wednesday, right? So, just keep on watching this. And I'm not opposed out of the 3 decent gains. I don't mind taking 1 off right here if we get that action, which we just did. So I'm looking at 80, right here. I'll take 1 off if I can get filled. Let's see. Should get filled right about now. Right. All right, I'm filled. All right. Now it went lower, but gold hasn't made any newer lows. So what I'll do is reload, adjust my stop loss to break even. Now I'm just watching this, right? So it's making newer lows, but gold's not making a newer low. So I'm a little bit cautious about this. Now, can it continue to go down? Of course, but I'm just watching the gold right now. This could bounce. Do I want to take it off? Yeah, not really. I'm probably just gonna leave it.
You're NQ, right? Is that right?
Yes, right now. So I took it off. Yeah. So I'm just watching the gold right now to kind of, check things. And thanks, Peter, for letting me know that the dollar is doing that. So now gold made its pivot and reversal. Now the question is, does it continue? Does it not? Is it just going to backfill to 87.4? Technically speaking, it has to backfill quite higher, right? So just got to keep on watching it. You could watch the bonds as well if you want. Um, NQ is extremely weak. Coming into that level, let me remind her. So, you know, if NQ is probably going to release, I think so. Um, ES might get dragged down with it, but gold is stalling, has put in price action reversal. The dollar is making higher highs. It just has to break the day's highs to kind of solidify that price action was not a reversal, which it just did. So ES should have a little bit more downside. Should. So you're just looking at the rotations right now. Ah, fucking NQ, dude. That would have been a lovely winner. All right, NQ is really, really stalling here, and it's mainly because of ES and partially gold. Despite the dollar making higher highs, the gold's barely sold off. I do think it needs to do a pullback before it goes higher or lower. If it wants to go lower, it has to pull back, make some clearing. ES just put in its reversal. So if you are long ES, maybe take it off at 41.25. So I'll try to take an additional one off at 41.25. And then probably leave my last one to see where the hell it might want to go to. The delta is telling me that there's quite a bit of buying and not a lot of good results by them. Can you confirm that, Bayman? Did the delta just make higher highs in ES or anyone? It didn't make higher highs? Okay. All right. Highs? Okay. Thank you. I don't have Sear anymore. Did anyone take any trades? Cool. I had quite a bit of trades, unfortunately. At 1, 2, 3. I have 4 trades.
Wait,
Same
wait.
thing.
How many before 9:30?
2.
Okay, so what the fuck? So okay, so wait. So let's just say you started at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got
I
2
started at
trades every 5
started
hours. Like what?
started at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Well, you see what I'm trying to say? Like that's not
What?
that bad. 2 isn't.
I know it's
bad,
not bad.
you know. Oh, you put in the thing here. Sorry. Oops.
Yeah. I know it's not that bad.
Where's Red Pie? Red Pie. Money. It's
Bayman,
zero.
how many?
Who else? Who else? Post-it there. Red Pie. AJ.
Mr. Freeney.
How many trades, Red Pie? Don't be a fuck, man. Yeah, Mr. Feeney, is he here too?
Mm.
If you're gonna be here, you're gonna have to participate with at least the typing part. Here you go, JJ. Thank you.
Thanks, JJ. Hopefully to the downside, unless you just got to the upside right now. You know what fucking sounds really good? Fucking pepperoni pizza right now. Fuck.
This pepperoni,
I love pepperoni.
all extra greasy like, where you got to put the towel on top.
Yeah, like the ones you get from New York.
Yeah, the greasy fucking greasy.
Oh, dude.
slimy
Honestly,
shit.
when I went to New York for work and someone goes, "Yeah, the best pizzas in New York," blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what Chicago people say too." And then I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna. I was like, LA has good pizza. It really does. And then New York opened. Oh, actually, this is a separate story. But anyways, I went to New York and I tried Prince Street, which is like famous. Fucking that shit was good. Fucking good. And then they opened one in LA, and I was so happy about that. But I don't know if you guys know, but the owner was like, "Oh, I don't like it that all these Asians are eating my pizza," and then they fucking immediately shut down right after that. They just like said, "Nope, fuck you."
I don't give a shit
Yeah.
who pays me. Pay me to fucking eat.
But that's like the same thing with that
Appreciating
Cristal guy, right?
appreciating food. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Cristal, the champagne.
what happened?
He
The sprinkle guy. Is that the guy?
I don't know what Sprinkle is. It's Cristal, the guy that owned Cristal.
Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't have that
Anyways, he was pissed that black people and rappers were drinking his shit, so they stopped drinking it.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh, no, I don't pay attention to stupid shit.
Oh, it's good.
Sorry. All right.
It's just funny. It's like, how
Oh,
can you be?
Why would you do that? Makes absolutely. I would like embrace.
Oh
them.
no, I agree
Say,
with you.
drink more, fellas.
Right.
Fuck, I don't pay me more. Like, what the fuck? Are you so stupid? Chattanooga choo choo. Good one, Bayman. Sure to give her doing the pink one and the stink. Her birthday gift from me.
It's reversing. All right, it's gonna be a fucking shitty back and forth day.
What kind of range we working with now?
Yeah.
70.
A lot of shit's reversing right now. Dollar index, the Swiss, the gold, the Canadian, nat gas. A lot of shit's reversing.
Very turbulent today, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Another reason to shut the shit off. I got to go golfing last weekend. That was good.
What'd you shoot?
Well, I took my son, so I go to a really it's a small par 3 that I'm looking to buy, but
To buy?
they want to sell it, so
You're gonna buy a golf course.
maybe. Small. It's small. It's not like a golf course. It's like just a little par 3.
Okay. I don't know about you, but I don't have golf course money. Aren't golf
in
course?
Canada either. You don't live in northern Canada where there's a small 3. It's not.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
going to be as much as you would think.
All
It's
right.
not a full out golf
I'm
course.
thinking
the
like
biggest hole. The biggest hole is like 198 yards or something. Let's just say uphill though, but it's 198.
that's the smallest.
Sorry, the biggest. Sorry, that would be
Oh.
the biggest ones. The smallest one's like 85 yards.
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. So it's small. It's like less than 10 acres in total. Probably I could measure it. It's probably 12 acres or something.
Because I'm thinking like
Oh.
$30 million.
Oh, no. It's not like
It's
that
like-
at all. It's more like if anything, I'd rather. Well, that would be pretty glamorous to have that in your backyard, but it's kind of like that idea.
Mm.
I don't give a shit. And that doesn't matter about anything. It's just income, right? Like it's how it generates money, right? It doesn't matter. But this way, it costs $15 Canadian to play 9 holes. It takes like an hour and a half, I guess, to play the 9 holes.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that's a really good turnover, right? In time versus money.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a lot of people come through. Like, if you have a busy day, it's gonna produce good returns.
There's
The
one
guy
near
that
my
runs
house.
it-
Oh,
the
how
guy
many
that
people are
runs it
in your
cuts the
town?
grass. What's that?
How many people are in your town?
I think it's like maybe 40,000 now, probably something like that.
Salt Lake?
40,000.
Is that a lot or not?
That a lot? No, that's not a lot.
A lot of golfers or no?
Well, this is out of that town, right? So I don't know. The way it is up here is that everything's kind of spread out with little pockets of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So yeah.
So why would that guy sell it if it's making money?
He's getting old.
Okay.
He's done with it. Yeah, like he's just done with it, right? Like he's getting tired. He's getting old. So what he has done is that he doesn't hire anybody. He cuts all the grass. He does all the maintenance. He does all the pumps, all the irrigation. His wife sometimes runs like the reservation or the front desk part. Potentially, they hire one person to kind of do that, like help with that job, because both of his kids have now moved on to like university. Actually, no, I think the one. No, they've graduated university. That's what he said. His one son's in British Columbia now, being a doctor. So
Okay.
he's got nothing to, and they spend most of the winter down south or in British Columbia, one or the other, right?
Okay.
So it's like labor of love, and I'm sure he's getting tired of waking up at 5 a.m. to cut the fucking grass to do all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And I like golf, so I'm like, well, fuck it. 2 for 1 for me. It's just a business investment, guys. Don't think that I'm buying golf courses for fun, right? Yeah, it's not. It's just business, right? And later in life, if you can get 2 sources of income working, one of them happens to be real estate, and buying a golf course isn't too fucking far off from real estate. Okay, because at any point I could just demolish the whole fucking golf course and put, I don't know, 250 houses or whatever it is, 100 houses on it, be done with it. You see what I mean? This is like a no lose for me ever.
I was just looking at it right now. I'm not entirely sure. I know that if this wants to be orderly, gold needs to get up to uh, gold needs to get up quite high. You're looking at 202, or sorry, 2002, in order for it to be orderly. And then you have the dollar needs to come down to 755 for it to be orderly. So I don't know. You know, um, the Russell already, the Russell needs to come up in order to be orderly. The Dow has already done that, so I don't know.
Oh,
I
wait, just so I can kind of get on the same page. 1804 for Russell? So that's
no, a little bit. Maybe 1804. I was thinking more a little bit higher. 18
really?
4.6.
Oh,
But
no, they're gonna-
I don't, to answer your question, I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just.
No, I'm not answering it. I'm
Oh,
answering.
sorry. I'm looking at charts, not looking at the.
I'll be right back. All right, guys. Before I walk away for a little bit longer, um, oh, is Bayman still here? No. Okay. Never mind then. I thought he left. Or maybe he's just recording it. I don't know. Okay. Um, to me, NQ is a short, and I'm only erring on the short side. Same thing with ES. Um, Same thing with the Russell, and that's it. The Dow is to be seen, but the point is, when I say err on the short side, it doesn't mean you're just going to get short and forget about it. It's if it gives me a signal to get short, I'm going to get short. And if it gives me a signal to get long, I probably wouldn't. For all those, right? That's what I mean by it. Reason being is because I'm just seeing the flows of things with gold once it gets up there, and the dollar getting back down. I think that as of right now, it's in the middle. Gold's in the middle of nowhere. It needs to clear two separate sections, and it clears it to the upside. 2002. It also needs to clear back to the downside. So once gold clears it, you might get a chance for a short, and then at least back to close to the low of the day. Right? Anyways, I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Um, let's start with it's not easy. Because the inverse between the bonds and the dollar is correct. Although when we went through that last rollover period, there was like 3 weeks that it wasn't working like that at all. We're actually correlated for a bit. So saying that, how do you know what is what? You kind of just gotta you just keep looking. And now I've actually kind of tried to find a couple of extra little things to help with that. Um, like I'm watching the sectors, I'm watching yields. No, the short-term VIX is something that Red Pie was saying. If you look at the VIX, it actually rolled the top right as the ES rolled the bottom. I have no idea. I have no idea. I really don't know. But I've tried to add up as many little pieces as I can, um, to figure out the turn, right? Like if it does turn. Hence that's why I didn't really get a trade off this morning because of it, and I don't really starting to realize I don't like trading the morning. Like it has to shake out. I'd rather just wait until like 11 o'clock. Then after that, I'd rather wait until like 2:30. I'm really only going to be taking one trade at 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., another trade at 11:30 a.m., and then another trade at like 2:33 a.m. That's all I really, because I don't like this morning shakeout. I can't get a direction on that quick little bit of whatever the fuck that was in the morning here. What was that? It was 20 ticks or a half an hour. I don't like trying to find a direction in that shit. That's garbage, right? I don't like trying to find it, so I just don't even bother anymore. Unless it's gonna throw me a bone right away. Um, unless it's gonna throw me a bone right away, which I didn't quite pick up on, which was the Russell, which was the Dow. And there was your one move on both of those that was almost easy, but I mean, again, it didn't really give you a great entry. Russell gave you an entry, but I mean, it wasn't fucking easy, and it wasn't clean, and it wasn't, you know. That was right before the open. Again, like I get kind of skittish right 2 minutes before the fucking open. Minute before the open, I don't really know because I don't know. I've seen the thing rip my face off so many times, so I just try to avoid it. Anyway, I think that I try to put more pieces of it together. Um, just try and find which one will tell you the signal, which one's lagging, like we did yesterday when I showed that. I can't remember what it was. Was it the Dow that was almost? It was almost easy pickings because of the delay, right? I try and find which ones are, and then we'll try and put all the whole picture together, kind of thing. Which isn't. It's like looking into a cloudy pond, trying to see the fish swim around. At you know what I mean, when you can't see them. I don't know if that helps. It probably didn't help. Sorry. I see it. Well, that's the thing, right? So when you're looking for direction, look to bonds because bonds are going to be directly reflecting the ES. So when bonds sold off, that down was the signal to go. That was down. We're down. Dollar going up means that we're. You know what I mean? That's telling you that it's confirming the bonds down. Okay? Then it gives you the time to get in. Hopefully. Well, they did during that rollover, and but beforehand, no, they should be. Yeah, they should be inverse. Sorry, correlated. They should go to the same direction. Yeah, and then the dollar should be opposite of the ES and the bonds, right? Well, almost, right? Here's zero. Here's back. So zero. Tell us the difference, or sorry, the I dollar and Y bonds are somewhat or should be kind of inverse.
Flight to safety, right? Simple as that. If you don't want to invest in equities, you need to sell your equities. And then what happens? In order to sell equities, you gain dollars back. And if a lot of people are getting dollars back, then the demand for dollar goes up, and hence the dollar index goes up, right? And then what happens with bonds? The same thing, flight to safety, but they're just moving one asset to the next. Now the question is, well, you know, why when the bonds go up, do sometimes the equities still go up, or when the bonds go down, the equities go up? Well, to answer that question, it's not necessarily an inverse relationship. What it is it's a risk on, risk off scenario, right? So sometimes, say, the board is risk off, then you'll see the dollar rise, right? And for the most part, equities as well, right? Or not equities, sorry, the currencies. So that would be a complete board risk off scenario. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. However, a lot of times, especially with certain news like this, that it's more like they may not be selling it off yet because they don't know for, an absolute fact. Like,
Or they do know.
and they're screwing people.
Yeah, and exactly, and they're doing this kind of, yeah. So that's why again, when it was going up, yes, was going up in that 6 minutes, I was not confident in saying I we're short just because bonds are going down. You know what I mean? And dollar is going up. I wasn't like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, short, short, short. The price action of ES was not screaming short to me. That's just to me though. Like it might have been screaming short to somebody else. It wasn't to me. That's for damn fucking sure. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could. It could. It most definitely could happen like that way, right? Where ES and NQ may not move uh, yet or based on it. And even when it does move, it may not move like that much. Yes. But that's a shift in sentiment, right? Of flow. But then there's also a separate shift. There's four different quads. There's another shift where it's like people are just completely, risk off, meaning not the traditional FT71 thinking of risk off. When I say risk off, I mean any risk assets, they don't want to have a part in it. Okay. Like any risk assets. And although gold is considered a safe haven, it's still a risk asset because, it can go up and down a lot more volatile than, say, dollar index, right? Or currencies. It's the ultimate safe haven almost. Or used to. I don't know. Like things are shifting though, right? This is where, then you start gotta look into like different currencies.
And that's part of the big. Well, this is my opinion, but that's part of the big. What was it? The FTX thing, because of the crypto. Kind of put a lot
Yeah,
of fear into the.
that was a good short, by the way. Like just right now, look at the delta. Look at the price action. We're close to the highs. You know, um, rejected the overnight highs fairly well. That was a beautiful short. I mean, I didn't get it because, but that was a good short.
And if you don't believe it, there's the head and shoulders pattern right there.
I don't know what that is. I see a vagina.
Show me a picture.
Pattern.
It's not real. Sure. The inverse vagina. That's a perfect. Draw that picture for me. That'll be nice. I'd like to put.
No,
that
you
on my
pervert. Wall. You're gonna be like, "I'll be back, guys. I need to go use the restroom." An hour later.
Hour? Holy. Yeah.
You're old. Hour. You're old. It might take an hour.
Yeah.
I
had it here too. Wait.
No, that's shifts.
Oh,
that's shifts, right? There's a couple players, like the euro, the dollar, the bond, the gold. For the most part, right? The 2-year, the 10-year, the 5-year. Silver, the poor man's gold, stuff like that. You'll look into, right? But to say there's a set one, no. That's what makes it so difficult, and that's what makes most people don't not look at this, including, that game of trades guy, Harvey. Like he got a lot of shit, by the way. It's just FYI for putting up fake shit.
Yeah.
The correlations. Yeah, the correlations. Yes, but he's looking at it from a 1-to-1 correlation or which is, a lot of people look at that, right? Like ES versus NQ, what's the correlation from the up and down? I'm looking at the relationship between the two. This is very different from looking at, say, ES divided by the bonds or ES divided by the golds, stuff like that, right?
You're hitting the nail right there, Joe.
What?
Keep talking. You're hitting the nail right on the head there. It's not like this programmed correlation 0.001% of the whatever. It's the relationship, how they interact with each other. It's not really the percentages, if that makes sense.
I think. Yeah. No, it's 1 second, sorry. It's not charts. It's So if you so let's just say you look at a correlation, right? This could be a really, really fucking bad example, but this is the only thing that came to my mind. Say like there's a correlation between knives on the street, right, versus crime. Actually, no, that's a fucking shitty example. I don't know. Let me think. I'm looking at
bullets versus guns.
I'm trying. Okay. When you're looking at a correlation, right? You're looking at when this goes up, the other one goes up as well. When this goes down, this one goes down as well. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at if ES goes up, right, and bonds go down, that's positive ES. If ES goes down and bond goes up, that's negative ES. And you're like, no shit. But if you look at it from that standpoint, like, oh, one's going down, one's going up, one's down, that gives you the differential or the correlation as in that point, right? They could be negative correlation, but yet still be correlated in a sense that, let's just say ES goes up and bonds goes up. Well, now the question is, hey, Zero, your shit's wrong. No, it's not, because ES went up a lot more, right? And yes, you're right in certain aspects of looking at the price action, but you're looking at a price action in that relationship. You're not looking at a price action individually anymore. And it doesn't work on a 5-minute time frame, 2-minute time frame. You have to look at it from a much bigger time frame.
Daily, right?
Daily. Maybe 240. Or no, sorry. 240 is probably the lowest time frame I jumped down to.
Oh man. It's wow.
Yeah, at least we got some movement today.
See what happens at the bottom of the day here.
This is, fuck, totally missed that. Peter, can you tell me if that was, an ES, was a delta supporting that move down? Meaning, was that new high in ES a fake high, or was it a real high?
At 9:27, it was real high.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then when we were selling off,
Holy fuck.
Delta was kind of like flat. It's coming down, but not as much as the previous previous swing, higher low that we put in at.
Holy fuck! Look at ES selling off in comparison to
NQ. Look at what the fuck? Yeah, that is so. See, this is what he's talking about right now. The core. It's not like a numbers not numbers. The number correlation, like a numbered correlation.
I'll be back, guys.
Hello?
If you hadn't noticed,
No, cześć.
also led that
Cześć, co
whole
tam?
thing. Breaking down early, right?
Sure. Tylko później trochę. No, to znaczy, wiesz co, zależy o której, bo poczekaj. Kanie, o której wyjedziecie do fryzjera? No okej, no to po południu prawdopodobnie, tylko Asia jedzie przed 12 z dzieciakami do fryzjera i pewnie tam się jeszcze gdzieś pokręcą, bo muszą jakieś zakupy zrobić. No. Poczekaj. Kanie, tak 3:45? Yeah, 3:45 jest okej. Dobra, nie ma problemu. Okej, dobra, no. No na razie, cześć. To Grzesiek potrzebuje, bo ten płytę najwyżej, nie wiem, ma 3, 4, to nie wiem, czy byśmy wszyscy się przyjechali, czy tylko ja? Bo mówi 4 trzeba będzie, bo wiesz, przywożą jakiś chyba nowy ten lat, nie? Co tam oni zrobili na Doggy Island i... Nie, to 4. Tam ktoś, kto przywozi chyba 2 będzie, Grzesiek i ja, albo może któryś z tych, czy może Paweł, czy nie wiem. Tylko, że 4, to może być duże. Wiesz, my tam na u nich mały kawałeczek, ten, co tam tego wnieśliśmy, to we dwóch, to ciężko, no wiesz, jak oni mają tam duży plan. Nie, mówi, już potrzebują ten. Tutaj potrzebują pomocy. No, problem? Nie. Tylko wtedy, kiedy mam samochód, nie? Kiedy mam. No.
So, what is good?
I don't know. Czekam, że przemyślę
Tata,
o tej kulturze.
tata.
Wojna na całego. Na czarnej liście, tle zbyt, tak mnie.
Look at this kid. It's on my head.
Sorry, I had a phone call I had to take. A wiesz co, tak mi się wydaje, że może pójść jeszcze do 33. Tak może gdzieś. A tak naprawdę jak pójdzie do 33,50, to później może jeszcze... A nie, to jest otwarcie, to nie. Halo? 4, tak, 4 będzie ok. Tak, no. To najwyżej jeszcze mi zadzwoń, przypomnij i jakby się coś zmieniło oczywiście, tam godzina czy coś, to dzwoń, nie? No okej, dobra. Poczekaj, Asia coś. Co tam? Nie, to on chyba... Asia mówi, że nawet koło 2 może by było, no ale nie, jak on tam na 4, to ten... No, okej, dobra, nie ma problemu. No, okej, dobra, no na razie. Nie, bo to od niego też zależy, wiesz, od tego... O, gęsi przyleciały. Kaczki. Szymon, kaczki przyleciały.
What?
Kaczki przyleciały. O, 3 to 4. O, następne jeszcze. Nie, następne 2. 3. Następne, zobacz, jeszcze jedna. Szymon, zobacz.
So I need to ban Harvey, I guess, right?
What? Why? When I asked you for a picture, you blatantly disregarded my request, spat on my shoe, and told me to go fuck myself. I don't know what to say. I had to. Was it because I titled it?
I don't think you needed to title shit, dude. What the
That's
fuck?
what made it funny.
Guys, there's a possible long in gold. We cleared to the downside now, so possible.
Thank you, but on the V1.
We're actually gonna make breakfast first. Do we have hedge funds? Didn't you get those?
Well,
Simone, did you put the hedge funds back?
oh fuck!
I didn't put them anywhere.
You didn't film me. God damn.
Jeez, Risky's headhunter spoke quite highly of him.
Is that what you had a call on with the heaven?
Yeah, he placed him. The reason why Risky hasn't been as active is he is now officially the advisor to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
That'd be pretty crazy if you were,
Now,
though.
what is the base salary for that? That's a pretty good one.
If you're the person, oh fucking look at that gold just rip. God,
1.6 billion.
Month?
No, annually, because supposedly the headhunter had to negotiate a salary that would be comparable to Risky's options income. Therefore, if you were
That
stopped
dry
out of
sarcasm. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
if you are stopped out of a position on oil in particular, Risky is to blame because he is telling the Crown Prince which direction oil should go.
I told you that someone caught him, right?
Recently, again, yeah.
Okay. Were you there, Harvey? When?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't dispute it either. It's like video evidence.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that the reason he's not posting anymore?
It's literally.
Well, no one called him out on it. No one called him out on it.
Oh,
But there was
nobody's
video
on it.
evidence on it.
Waste
Huh?
of effort, man. Why would you?
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste my fucking time to call someone out.
yeah, I agree. There was several previous occasions
It's a
where
waste of time bringing it up every day. Fuck, to be honest with you. Sorry.
I thought someone
Where?
called him out, and that's the reason he's not showing up anymore.
no, there are other reasons, but
Well, he stopped coming around less and less after he got kicked out of the chatter room.
well, it also coincides
you
with
kicked
him
him out?
his-
Oh, man.
No, I asked them. I said I gave everyone a quiz. You know, those who've been there for a while, and if they couldn't answer it, that means you're not using it. And if you're not using it, then there's no reason for you to be in it, right? I think it's fair to say. And he couldn't answer it, And so I kicked him out. And he goes, "Oh, why did I get removed?" I'm like, "It was there for like fucking a week. You were online and you never answered." And he goes, "Well, I don't use the levels. I only, read John's shit." I'm like, "Then fucking ask John to send it to you directly, because you're not gonna get that back in." He goes, "I don't even use your levels." I'm like, "You're proving my point why you shouldn't even be in there then. But yet you fucking come on stream and ask me for levels." So, whatever.
That's nuts. I haven't seen him around much.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
this coincides with also finishing his degree, and I believe mid-March, that's when he quote unquote accepted a position working as a I think distressed debt analyst or something. Which I attribute that to predominantly the inactivity.
Yeah,
My
that makes
question is-
sense. It's a lot of energy to put towards school and work.
I don't know. He's like, and there's nothing against people, from there or doing that, but he's one of like, he is a standard now as far as people from that part of the world, where they they come in, they're gung-ho for a couple months, maybe 6 months, even like a year, and then they disappear. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're doing your degree and that's good and everything, but then they wonder why after 6 months I'm still a little bit hesitant to teach you shit or help you or do whatever. It's like, because this is the 5th time at least that someone, in that part of the world, especially in that age range, just disappears.
Just
Also-
to ban people from that part of the world then.
No, I wouldn't do that though.
No,
Right?
I'm
That's
just
not. I have nothing against that. It's just that part of the world has free education and they get paid to go to school. They get paid housing and everything, and that's great. But it also makes them not serious about this.
I think for him to make it take it seriously, you have to pay him then to teach him.
Well, to be candid, if you're saying your standard size is 300 lots and you've traded 800 lots, I'm sorry, 800 lots is 40,000 per point in ES. I don't think you need to be doing all too much if you're trading $40,000 per point on ES. A good day.
It'll make and break you fucking very quickly. Like, it would only say you had a good string. Whoa, what the fuck are you doing going to work at all? Right? Like,
Well,
if you had a good string of 40,000s, Jesus, man, like, what the fuck?
There's this one time that he told us where his stop was, where his entry was, and how many sizes he was doing, right? And Harvey and I immediately calculated that shit. We're like, wait a minute, that's an $80,000 stop. Right? I was like, what the fuck?
If it was worth 250K to win, and everybody's cool with that, but I mean, think about it. 250K, I don't know, man. If I had 5 of those days, you know what I'm trying to say? If I had 5 of those days, we're doing...
He's had more than that, though. He's had way more than that.
Didn't he say that one day he made $750,000?
Yes, he did.
More than that, I think it was like 810
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I calculated that. I was like, wait a minute. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Come on, man.
Something which right now I am actively looking to take money. That's why I'm speaking with headhunters. There are quite a few firms that are looking for discretionary allocations because I want to deleverage. I want to almost fully deleverage. I want to be looking at trading with 4x, 5x leverage at most.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're talking about the numbers he is, there isn't only the aspect of keeping money in escrow. But let's say he had $1 million in a trading account, 2 million, hypothetically, and he was trading 300 lots. Well, okay, you need money in escrow for that, whatever. I'm going to ignore that. You're telling me you're okay with a 20% drawdown on your potential account in a few days for there being 100% upside? The risk to ruin is almost guaranteed to blow up. And that's why on a notional basis, I sent 0 performance metrics on a notional basis. I would much rather, as opposed to using, let's say, 150,000, 200,000 in an account to trade, this is over leverage, but to trade, let's say, 50 lots, which gives you a notional value of 10 million. So you have a $200,000 account with 10 million in notional buying power. If you have a great strategy that's running at a 3% to 4% notional drawdown annually, but 40% upside, you're looking at a 200% drawdown. So you're going to blow up before you most likely hit your target. And if you deleverage, well, great. Now you have a $300,000 drawdown on 10 million notional with a potential 4 million upside. Those strategies are superb. Your drawdown, or a drawdown from peak equity compared to maximum return or average return is great. But even with half the leverage, with 5 million in notional buying power and a $200,000 account, and your drawdown is 3%, you're blowing up your account. I really don't care who you are. Your numbers look great, but when you begin introducing the leverage that is present in futures, even if you're using CME maintenance margin of 13,000 per contract or 16,000 per contract, and you say, I want to trade X number of contracts, okay, now you're looking at about 15 to 1 leverage, give or take 15 to 1 leverage, 15,000 maintenance margin. So 225,000 notional, so 15 to 1 leverage. At 15 to 1 leverage, even your 4% drawdown is a 60% account drawdown. You go from 200,000 to $80,000 in an account where, yes, then your upside is 600%. But you're probably the account's gonna blow up well before that. If it's a systematic strategy, algorithmic, or discretionary, you're blowing up. And if you have the opportunity to deleverage, there are a fair number of benefits to that. So if someone, long story short, deleveraging is beneficial, and as someone's account begins to grow, you begin to explore the option of deleveraging, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I want to deleverage to no more than 4 to 5x leverage.
I think, well, we don't know. I mean, he supposedly has a lot of money, right? So I'm not saying that it makes sense number wise. But he could just really be over leveraging himself on fucking. But I know that he said that he makes more from options, so I don't know.
Let's see, I'll send this to you. Let me go to my emails with my headhunter right now.
I mean, to be honest, he seemed pretty smart to do something, something risky like that. I know that's his name, but he seemed knowledgeable about that. So
no, he's smart.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that.
You never know.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever, you've already seen my name anyhow, so I'll just forward this over. All I'm going to do is block out my headhunters.
15 minutes, guys.
What's in 15 minutes?
Who asked that question?
Gecko.
Magic. It's the magic. It's Gecko.
15 minutes is what I personally like to start looking for, because it's slow right now, right? So
Oh,
in
your
15 minutes.
I was thinking like like London was closing and my clock was fucked up. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It is London close. You're right, Gecko. It is London close. Don't say sorry.
Gecko,
You're right.
It's the London close, but it doesn't always happen right at 11:30. You know, like if you backtest that timestamp.
You mean like the dumping or
Yeah, or the pushing,
whatever.
whatever it is, dumping or
Yeah.
pushing.
What
or
it
any
is,
type of reaction or move or continuation.
It's just money entering or exiting the market, right? That's what it really is. So it just gives it. It's kind of like, it's like a new open, right?
Yeah.
So if you're long biased, then look for a long, and you should be able to either mitigate risk or be able to do something with that, right? Now it doesn't have to reverse, or whatever. But
Doesn't have to do anything, to be honest. We're just gonna keep an eye on it though at that time more than
correct.
A different time. Or this time. And it's
Gotcha.
not that time exactly, it's a time bracket.
Got ya. Thanks.
Because it can happen before and it can happen after.
Damn, they're really cornering it for you. Essentially, you can't discuss with any of those aside from the 8 that they.
Oh no, I spoke with my headhunter this morning, and there are 7 more firms which have expressed interest because out of those initial 8, 6 have already come back to schedule preliminary interviews, and I have forwarded in the past Risky links when he said, I want to work in a collaborative environment, to portfolio manager positions or where they're looking for discretionary allocations. There's one firm in Stockholm, which is Brunner and Partners, which is it's one of the largest hedge funds in Europe.
Yep.
And I've known someone there. I told him, hey, if you potentially are interested in transitioning to the institutional side, I could give you some contact information. All the request is pretty much P&L performance and then results. And if everything aligns, they'll most likely give you a discretionary allocation. Nothing. Because I put that out there for him.
But they're all looking for quants, though. He's not a quant.
Not necessarily. Well, supposedly he had fully automated strategies. That's the supposed portion. Because if you have a fully automated strategy, many of these groups, I'm going to more or less refer to actual prop groups, or some funds. Many of them are looking for avenues to deploy capital with discretionary, some discretionary allocations, where you have a 25 to 40% P&L split on the discretionary allocation of 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. And if your strategy has legitimate edge, minimal drawdown, high Sharpe, they're willing to take that risk of say, okay, we'll assume you have a maximum drawdown amount on, let's say 10 million. We'll give you a maximum drawdown of 3.5 million on that. And we expect your upside. Because ultimately, when you're looking at a fund that has several $1 billion, if not more, a 3 million drawdown to potentially onboard someone that has a strategy which can see significantly larger returns, especially if it can scale, it's worth that risk every day of the week.
I imagine they want your IP though.
What?
I imagine they want your IP though.
Well, that depends on the type of firm. If you're going to a collaborative effort where you're working predominantly in office, then yes, you forego the IP. But there are a bunch of firms with whom I am now in contact that allow for complete IP retention because they're giving a discretionary allocation.
And what do? They just give you the line, the credit line, and
Pretty
you
much.
do whatever you need to on your end?
Yep. And they give you a base salary. Yeah.
Oh, a base salary too? That's crazy.
The base salary is often about 200 to 250. And then the majority of your performance or majority of your
But you
compensation.
can't trade your own personal account anymore. Sorry, I
Why
didn't
would
mean to
you
cut you off.
Yeah, no, but my question is, if they're giving you discretionary allocation, why would you trade your own account? If they give a $20 million allocation, you have a 25 to 40% P&L split, and you're performing as well as you have before, particularly if it's an automated strategy. Your P&L, you're going to be making 4 to 5 million on the year.
Yeah, but I still trade my wife's account.
I'd imagine they want to see something though to know that it's automated rather than discretionary or how it's all happening. You know, I doubt they just take it on face value, right?
That is correct, but you don't have to disclose full source code.
Right.
So someone like me, how would they even steal my IP if they hired me? They couldn't.
I would say you would have to. You probably would be an individual that would be, but you'd be a bit of a gray area because it's not really fully systematic and automated. I think you would have to go the traditional prop trading route of actually prop trading at a firm, as opposed to seeing a discretionary allocation where you could be pretty remote.
I see. I mean, I would love to automate it. I just really suck at fucking coding, dude.
Your issue is inherently more complicated because you are not. Yeah, it's not really an event-driven back test which you'd be running. It's fully based on logic contingencies of 10 or 15 if-then statements, but okay, that's the easy part. What if there's a contradiction? How do you invalidate it? When do you say this region is no longer valid? That starts to present the complexities versus it being purely systematic of if then order flow needs to confirm X, Y, and Z, and these conditions are always going to be present rather than trading a specific quote unquote region of interest per se.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. That's why I never win. I'm just not. I don't have the coding bone, and yeah, I just. I mean, I wish I did. I just don't.
Speaking of coding, digressing a bit, Gecko, have you played around? I assume you've played around with LangChain a bit, or no?
Played around with what?
LangChain?
Oh, chaining, basically.
No, LangChain.
Oh no, you know, I saw you posted that. I have not messed with anything about that. Realistically, the developer went full time 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. It's only been around about 3 months because of how large language models have developed, but it makes interfacing with large language models, particularly the chunking aspect for token limits, exceedingly easy. You can easily bypass the token limits through using LangChain.
I don't know what the fuck you just said right now.
So you can upload whole books to the thing?
Oh yeah, very easily.
Nice.
And then have a dialogue with the file. I want to say in about 40 to 50 lines of code. Okay, I'll be conservative. 80 to 90 lines of code, which is easily repeatable. You can have almost a full dialogue with a book or a large PDF file.
Oh, that's cool. That kind of falls into what you were thinking about before with the simulating YouTube and people.
And for anyone that right now with generative AI, if anyone has interest in learning it, now is a great time because it's really only been around actively for 3 months, similarly with LangChain. If you spend a couple months learning it, anyone can really be an expert in LangChain or quote unquote generative AI, and then you can sell consultancy services if you actually know how to apply and use it.
Yeah, I was reading an article on LLMs, and it's funny how like Google basically abandoned all of that stuff because it kind of is finite and has an end, and basically only the fact that how popular ChatGPT got, Google was like, oh god, now we gotta switch gears again to try to just keep up with the questions and demand, even though they know that it's not it's a finite AI model, basically.
There's a bit more of an interesting side to it. I don't know if you've had much exposure to the literature. There's been a fair bit of publishing on GLM models, which GLM models are intended to run locally, where you might have 130 billion parameters, billion parameters. But the main reason is the GLM 6B model is supposed to be running. You can run that technically on a 2080 Ti, and then the GLM 130B model or 130 billion can run on a 3090 Ti, where the costs associated with it, the fact that you can run those models locally, is pretty significant.
Yeah, it's crazy the efficiencies they've built into that stuff. Coupling that with the advances in the GPUs, it's just it's mind blowing, honestly.
Trying to find the academic article. Here we go.
This guy.
And this is the smaller model. But granted, using OpenAI's embedding is still exceptionally cheap, even for GPT-4 or the Da Vinci model. So.
Yeah. Were you pasting something in 0 hour?
On levels, chatter.
Yeah, I'm not in that.
Okay. Okay, here you go. Yeah, okay. 2 links are in 0 hour now.
Yeah, I can see it now. Nice. I'll have to take a look at this stuff.
The main appeal, though, is with how easy LangChain and the integration with OpenAPI's libraries are. The applications which can be built in a couple hundred lines of code. Okay. I'm short pound futures. Okay. But yeah, how simple it is to use these libraries to make workflow a bit more efficient is pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, I like the fact that I can just kind of brain dump and have it kind of make it cohesive for me. It's definitely a nice feature.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm short off of 124.26 on pound futures with a stop at 124.34. So I'll be back in a few minutes.
Skończyłeś? Skończyłeś?
Yeah.
Chcesz trochę kawy?
I might make my.
Honestly?
Sure.
Hey, that's how you got me yesterday with the ice cream. Thank you.
Sending close, guys.
So what are you looking for today on London close?
I don't know yet. Because I don't know if I'm being stubborn to the downside or not. So
Because London was pretty much range, and we got pretty much the same thing in New York session.
London was bringing it down, and then pre-market US brought it up for range. So now I don't know. I want this to, if this can get below 4150 in Q, then we'll have something to do. Prior to that, there's really nothing to do. I'm not committing to anything.
This is a really nice piece of good old-fashioned fuckery, isn't it?
Yep. It's gonna be a hard trade.
No, wiesz, te wiadomości jak były, to tam, no ten jak on mówi, wiesz, tam masz na złoto, na to wszystko, to ja tam zacząłem, to wiesz, to one od razu poszły od wiadomości, było 5 minut, gdzie można było zacząć, wiesz, sprzedawać, ale wiadomo, to sprawę.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I had like a bias, and I'm like, why am I have this bias?
What's SOH? Sit on hands. Yeah, Peter, you don't. Yeah, that's not something that, I personally look at.
I was nearly stopped out on the short on the pound.
This Friday so far has been pretty shitty, so.
Might chalk it up to a Friday and say that this is a hard week for a lot of players.
Well, this week was hard, for sure.
Yeah. So like maybe a lot of people are just like, you know what, fuck this shit.
Yep.
Plus it's spring, right? We'll have more shit to do in spring. Like I gotta pick the branches up in the backyard, and you know what I mean. Like there's just wash the car, kind of fucking every fucking thing. Pull out the.
You wash your car once a season or what? Once a year?
Actually, I don't wash it even once a season. Right? But no, seriously, I don't. There's no point. There's no point to that. That's just stupid. Has to be done is you blow the bed of the box with the. I go to the car wash. Yeah, I go to the car wash like. I used to go to the car wash like once a week. I wouldn't wash it. I would just blow out the bed of all the fucking shit in the back.
Why not just wash it if you have to pay for that anyways?
Oh, because it takes the full time allowance, right? And it's like $6 or something for like. I think it's like it's kind of expensive.
No.
And then you might say, well, why don't you just do it at home? And I'm like, well, I don't want to pick up all that garbage. Right?
In this chapter,
And clean up that mess, right? That's the point.
Looks like London is just as confused as we are. They don't know what to do.
Possibly.
I'm still sitting in the short. Yeah, they don't know what they want to do.
So gold moves, we're not doing anything. Until the dollar moves, we're not doing anything. The dollar hasn't hit that spot yet.
I may be roasted on.
Well, today I didn't do well, but the week I did. Today was typical, man. Today's a shit show. All right, I'll be back. Or actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna close up stream. Am I gonna close up stream? Yeah, I think I'll close the stream. I'll be back on voice in a bit, though.
Okay. What day? Tuesday, 2 p.m. Oh, fuck, this guy. This is gonna be bad.
I'm still long from 40, but I don't know if I should get out here.
I de-risked a bit once it started to come against me, so I took off half my size at break even, and I have half of it still running at 24.34 stop on pound futures. Oh, I may be entering short on ES in a moment. Guess we'll see. Supposed to be interviewing with or having introductions next week with a person where they transitioned from doing they worked at CERN and then at Fermilab doing particle collision physics. So they might rip me apart.
Yeah, that interview is going to be no joke.
I've found either those are the individuals which are exceedingly persnickety, or they're actually nice people and understanding.
Is it a PhD? Is he a PhD or master's?
PhD.
Yeah, you're going to get ripped apart. Master's, you might get a nice walk in the park. But PhD is going to be all about him. Or her, whoever it is.
That's to some extent what I'm assuming, because I accepted the invite for the call a moment ago, and then I looked at the credentials, where it's Fermilab, CERN. I might have a good laugh after the fact.
Is it like Zoom or something? Or in person?
It's Zoom.
You're going to be whiteboarding?
No, God, no.
Oh, okay, good.
I think the two other partners for the firm are going to be there as well, which that most likely will be my saving grace.
Yeah. Plus, it all depends on how you were introduced to him.
Headhunter.
Yeah. So that's even worse because a headhunter probably overinflated you, and then this guy's coming in guns blazing.
He's already seen my resume, and as I've said to the headhunter, and he has communicated this, I can do proof of concept well, but from the perspective of someone that's a true quantity QR, that has an undergraduate and master's degree in, let's say, computer science or software engineering, what takes them 2 hours, I will require 10 hours to do the same work, and therefore I'm an exceedingly inefficient QR. If his expectation is anything more than discretionary allocation or sub PM, where it's, oh, we want you to support the existing PM, it's I'm going to be the least efficient person for this. I don't want to waste your time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, but a support role is nice because you get to learn a lot.
Well, yeah, as a sub PM, yes, but if he says, oh, we're more interested in someone filling the role of a quantitative researcher, which I know this firm, they are looking for discretionary allocations. They're not so much looking for a QR. But in that scenario, I know I am not well suited to the position of being a QR. For a sub PM, yes, but a QR, no. I'm not, by no means am I anywhere comparable to someone who writes production level code for market makers.
Right. I mean, that's you're probably looking at 80-hour weeks right there. At an inefficient level, right?
No, at an inefficient level easily, versus many of them, it would take them 20, 30 hours. It's a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah. Sounds like fun though.
It's really dependent upon fortunately the majority of the firms with whom I'll be speaking are discretionary allocations, which aren't a collaborative effort / group. Thus, I could pretty much remain predominantly remote. But for the collaborative efforts, what's most important to me is work-life balance. If someone's portfolio is performing well enough and they say, oh, you have to be here until 7 p.m., 8 p.m. most nights, I would look them dead in the eye and say, you can fuck right off. I'm outperforming the majority of the individuals in the group, and you're telling me I have to be here. This isn't adding any additional value. I'll come in. We'll work on collaborative efforts, improve, and then go home at our discretion, particularly if a portfolio is performing well. If management, that's not a good culture. If management is expecting individuals to be there until 8 p.m., particularly when people are performing well, that's what I would avoid.
Yeah, it's always tough to find the right people for that stuff because you got to mesh well with the other people you're working with.
Yes, that's the main factor which many of these smaller firms that are in office prioritize is cultural fit.
Right.
If you have 9 or 10 people in the office and that's it, if someone's not a cultural fit, they shouldn't be on the team.
Exactly. And that's usually where your work-life balance trope comes in because, if they're all pulling 80 hours, then you're like, see ya after 40.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for them.
Oh, I short on ES, barely missed a fill. That's discouraging. Well,
All right, guys. I'm gonna close up. So I will see you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Okay. I guess I'll do it. That's Imperator. No, it's it. Yo. I'll private message them. Oh, there goes Imperator. All right, let's see if Posino is awake or not awake. We're not going to do a standard review today. There's a reason why. I'm not here to badmouth anybody. I'm not here to whatever. But all right, we're going to start without Posino because he's probably asleep. If you guys can just all discuss without me, right? I want to know how many people actually followed the letters this week. And if you didn't, which I know you guys didn't, or some of you guys didn't, I guess the question is why. Okay.
Hi guys, hello. You hear me, guys?
I do. Yep.
Yeah. How are you guys? How are you, Zero?
All right. I've noticed that you guys aren't following the level, or not level. Sorry, following the letters. So I want to know: is it too hard? Is it not reasonable? Like, what is it?
Like the duck list?
No, the letters. Like what you guys should be doing, right? Training certain levels, or reducing trades, or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering why, and you guys should all be talking about it together. Not just like one at a time, right? Dave, you don't have any letters, I know, but yeah. So I'm gonna be quiet. I want you guys to just talk about it amongst yourselves because you guys should be keeping each other accountable. So I'm on mute. So
I mean, for me, I probably the only thing I didn't do is risk mitigation version 2. But I increased my size to 10 micros, and it was supposed to be 2 tries for an idea. That's pretty much what I did. So for me, it was C and K. So K is pretty much following C, 2 attempts. That, like I said, that's what I did. I had trade ideas. Some of the setups just come up, like not all of a sudden, but if I get like a couple setups, like I said, they present themselves and I take them. And I did move one stop, but I saw that it wasn't working out and just moved my stop once. So I think I pretty much followed except for that one, like I said.
Yeah, for me, I think the most thing that confused me, to be honest, is when, for example, there is no level on NQ in a potential reversal area. So I mostly rely on a reversal on ES, but when I rely on that type of reversal without having a clear level on NQ, it gets very tricky, and you can't know where the price action gonna stop on that area, then reverse. So I think that's something that I noticed, and it pushed me to get a little bit frustrated and switch completely my trading style to, for example, scalping or something like that. I think better if there is no level on NQ for entry or near the entry, I should not enter the trade at all. Waiting is good, as long as I'm trying to only take the bigger moves setups starting from this week. So and also it was just a kind of a discovery week. So next week it's gonna be more strict regarding the rules because as I discussed with you yesterday, guys, gonna give it like a 2-3 weeks to 1 month of testing this new style of trading, and let's see what's gonna do. So yeah, not following the rules was just due to discovery and trying to find the certain type of style that suits better my mentality and how I see things. So yeah, that's for me, guys.
Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday when you guys were discussing that, but I do kind of agree that this week is sort of a discovery week where, we're still getting used to the rules and whatnot. Me personally, I think I followed most of it. Actually, I only made one trade this week, which might be a problem. But I think the only thing I did was move my stop, which I wasn't supposed to do. But again, we're still sort of discovering and getting used to the rules. So I think it's fine that, as long as you're still following them somewhat, it'll take time to get used to it. So
right. And I think another thing with that is we're used to trading a certain way. So even though we might try to adhere to those rules, sometimes no over trading, and we just sometimes if me, I kind of don't do it anymore. Sometimes it might happen, but we're human, so when somebody's emotional and something happens and they just break down and go back to their old habits, so it's gonna happen. We have to work on that nonstop. I agree. Pretty much for traders, or any competitive, even sports, it never stops. It's not like you got it and that's it. Any professional athlete, it's when they're on top, it's not like they're on top and they can just take it easy, and they have to train even more. So same with us.
Peter Zero asked you a question.
Help with what? Adhering to the rules, Zero?
Anything. I want you guys to actually talk about, the rules. What you guys said was completely fine, right? It's not easy. You can't just switch it on. But, talk about, for instance, Chia took one trade this week. Well, there's a lot of trades this week, despite this week being very difficult. right? Or someone's overtrading. How do you combat that? Talk amongst yourselves, because this is important. The more you reiterate it publicly, it helps you, right? So you guys should be having this discussion instead of like, oh, this is what I did, this is what I did, this is what I did. It's more like, well, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Because it could be something that I don't even know about. But
So I think two things for overtrading. Something I was telling Bayman. There's a way, I don't know about other platforms, but in Sierra, you can name your setups, and
Bayman's not here.
Yes, I know, but it goes for anyone who might be overtrading. The idea might be to name their setups, like I have on mine, where I have to actually choose the setup. Whatever it might be. It might be break of structure, breakout, top tick, whatever it might be. So name it, and then you actually have to click on a button to choose the specific setup. That helped me a lot because I used to overtrade and just take trades where I thought price gonna do one thing, and I would just enter. But
Cosmo, what were the specific rules where you had trouble with? Or where you had most trouble with?
Like, it's not that I have problems with the rules. Like, for me the main thing is to focus on one on one style, on one trading style, because it's not regarding the rules. The rules are okay for me, and I have no issue with them. But the thing is, I need to decide. I need just to decide what type of trades I need to take and focus on that. That's it. As I told you, like this week was just a discovery week, so maybe I will. Not maybe, but I'm starting to take some bigger setups into consideration, and only take those setups when they are presented to me. So for me, the rules are not a big issue, to be honest. Like, it's more of my trading identity. That's the main thing. Like, to have the trading identity, that suits me the best. So I think that's what's gonna take time to find that identity and focus on it, and not take in consideration other things at all. Like, just trade that style and that's it, and don't care about anything else, any other time frame or something. Like, for example, I started the week with the 5-second break of structure or change of character or something like that, shift in structure on the 5-second, then confirm it with the DOM near a 0, for example, level or something like that, or any intraday level from my major levels, for example, that I find a confluence with 0 levels and I'm confident enough to take trade-off. But I think that going that down to the 5-second, for example, is like, for me, I don't think it's that, I don't know, that representative of if it's gonna up or down, maybe. But so it's more of a discovery phase for me. So, but regarding the rules, it's not. It's like there is no issue with the rules. I'm okay with the rules. They are okay. So yeah.
Cosmo, since NQ is more volatile than ES, have you looked at maybe 10 or 15 seconds? Maybe that would help with the noise. Just like on DOM, ES you can look at every tick, whereas NQ you have to combine ticks into like 2 or 3. Some people even do a point. So maybe that could help with the noise on NQ.
Like even like 15 seconds or something. Like for me at this point, you're right. Like it can be better to to make the 5 second and compress it to the 15 seconds. But I think like, for example, the 1 minute on a structure of, for example, if I'm looking for a 100 points move, for example, or a 80-point moves, I think that 50 seconds shift or break of structures or something like that won't be that representative of a real break of structure, like compared to a 1 minute break or a 5 minute break, for example. Like momentum in a 15 second can be just in one single swing of the 1 minute or 5 minutes. So it can break a microstructure on the 5 or the 15 seconds, but on the 1 minute or the 2 minutes, it's still not doing anything, if you see what I mean. Like if I'm targeting a bigger move with bigger stops, better having a massive move on the 1 minute or the 5 minutes, for example.
Right.
That's for me. I think that's what I'm gonna test. Like it's just a testing phase, as I said. Maybe it's not gonna give me what I'm looking for, but let's experiment it and see what the outcomes are. Then I can go to another time frame or something like that. But I think like as long as those how can I say it? Those setups or those traits ideas are near some major levels or zero daily levels or something like that, I think there is no worry about it. Like better have a clear move down, for example, a clear break of structure, a clear shift in momentum or something like that. And I think bigger time frames are more harder to trump and harder to fake. So that's what I'm thinking about at this point.
No, yes, of course. It's just what I mean is for like entry. If 5 seconds is too noisy on NQ, maybe that's what I meant. Because, like Zero says, look for a structure break or the trade on bigger time frame. Like he looks at daily, hourly, and then 2 minutes. And then once you see something going on there, like on 1 minute or 2 minutes, then look at 5 or 10, 15 seconds, whatever it might be on NQ, and then look for entry. But you don't look for a setup on itself, like you said, bigger picture. You don't look at it on 15 or 5 seconds, because it's like looking at the dome at every single tick. It's you're gonna get
exactly.
You're gonna get trades everywhere. You have to look at big picture. Then when it gets to your area, then zoom in to 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Because I agree. On 5 seconds, you're gonna get reversals everywhere, non-stop.
In the bigger picture, you can see stuff like consolidation, or the market is moving much more easily, like when you use a 1 minute chart instead of a 5 second chart.
Right.
Yeah, like the structure is more clear. On a. But you're not wrong, Peter. Like making a 5 second and switching it to a 15 seconds can be a good idea. And I think, as I told you, like hiring the time frame is a good idea. Like I can, for example, have a structure break of the 1 minute, for example, and then look for a pullback and look for that micro structure break of my 15 seconds, for example, if you see what I mean. Like looking for that major break on the 1 minute or the 2 minute, then wait for that micro break on the pullback on a lower time frame. It could be the 15 seconds or the 5 seconds. for example. But I would not rely on a break of the 5 second or the 15 second. To be honest, like
Yeah, no.
what I'm, yeah.
You know, the
Just
lowest.
remember, with more information, it costs more risk. That's all, right? That's
Yeah.
fine
Yeah,
balance.
and Cosmo, like Harvey said yesterday, you should, like, if you want to enter those setups, don't even look at 5 seconds. Look at
Exactly.
Yeah, zoom out. Look at maybe an hour, 30 minutes, 1 minute, and then once the price gets to that area, then start looking at, zoom in. If it happens on, let's say, 1 minute, then zoom in to 5 seconds and look for another setup on smaller time frame. It's sort of like with the dome. If you were to stare at the dome all day long, you're gonna see setups everywhere. But if you really wanna do it, the way you should do it, you look at the price. If it gets to your area of interest, then you hop on to dome and then look for, your setup on dome.
None of my big trades, on my big account, do I look at anything, even remotely close. I only, if you look at my shit, I only have like a 1 minute chart, 2 minute chart there, only because because of the scaling of Tradeovate, it allows me to get to the tick of what price I want to exit or stop out, right? Other than that, I don't give a fuck. If I take like a 10, 15 point drawdown on NQ, I don't care, right? That's a zone I want to get in. Once it gets into that zone, I'm in. If there's a lot of momentum, I don't care.
So
exactly
on,
zero.
Zero.
That's
So
what
on-
that's what I'm trying to make. To be honest, like that's the idea. Like for example, if I enter to 5 second, I don't want to get involved into that micro, movements of 10 points, 5 points, something like that. I don't have issue with that as long as the bigger picture and my stop is like way like far away from that entry, and if the stop get hit, it means that it's gonna be a major shift in structure of the market. Like it's gonna be hard for them to, for example, to reach that point. Yeah.
So you're correct. However, I think it was Peter who's talking. He's also correct in a sense where,
yeah,
I think it was Peter about what type of trader. You can't do that with the combine, right? You're not going to take, even if you could, let's just say, you could take a $500 loss, right, off of micros, okay? You didn't take a $500 loss. That's great, but can you take a $1,500 win? No, you can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make sense. So,
but regarding like the sizing, it's I think it's like 4 micros is doable. Yes. And like if you have a target in mind, you can size
it accordingly.
Adjust your take profit or your stop loss regarding like that, and like be a hybrid kind of style of trading. And yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zero, but could you do it with like 4 micros?
Yeah, of course.
Where the stop,
you don't do,
like you
as
said,
long as you don't do it less than any multiples of 4s or any even number above 4, you're fine.
Yeah, because like you said, 10. I don't know about NQ, but yes, that 4 points with 4 contracts with the 10-point stop would be what, $200 if I'm correct.
A 4 micros and a 25-point stop on NQ is $200.
It's not that much.
Yeah,
not that much. Like you can take 2 trades a day.
Doable with 4 micros.
2 trades a day is, probably in the perfect bag corner, because let's just say you have 4 opportunities per day, right? We have our 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Let's call it 8:30, This is all Central Standard Time. Another one is going to be at 10:30 or 10:30, and that's 4 times you could get long or short. And then on top of that, half of those probably shouldn't even set you up, regardless if it moves. So you were taking 2 trades per day. That's about right.
Yeah.
Zero. So just to clarify, when you said you take trades on your bigger account, you don't look for confirmation like you were saying. 1 minute break of structure, then you drop to 5 seconds. You don't do that.
I'll look for an hour break, then I'll look for a 5-minute break, if that.
Oh, so you
Right.
don't on bigger account you don't drop lower than 5
Nope.
minutes.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not necessary in my opinion. Reason being is because all that matters is that all that really matters is that you get filled, because people man, this really sucks to say, but people who are fucking like too they're too focused on their drawdown often don't get filled. Imagine if you're a big institution, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to follow big institution, correct?
Yeah.
With capital flow.
Yes.
Yeah. If the big institution is going to get long and crude, let's just say, right? I don't think they give a shit about 10, 15 points, right? As a matter of fact, the more it comes down, the more they want to buy, right? And they're gonna, if they weren't the ones who shifted down in the first place. So they don't give a shit about that. Now, for us, we do care, but we shouldn't care to a point of ticks. Your area of interest may be like 10, 15 points, usually about 10, right? If not a little bit less depending on the product, but usually about that area, and you should just be loading in on that area. Now, you don't just load in every single tick, but you just get in on those areas. For me, I don't load in because I'm not that good yet. What I do is I'll get in at a reasonable price with a reasonable stop, and I just let it go. I don't reload most of the time. 99% of the time, I do not reload, right? At all, actually. So this week, right? I'll tell you how many trades I entered this week. I entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Entered 5 trades this week.
How many?
5.
5.
And that has nothing. I'm talking about entering, not exiting, right? So I entered 5 trades this week. I'm holding on to 3 of them. All right, I'm still holding on to 2 of them, I should say. Gold I exited completely. NQ basically I have exited completely except for 1 contract. Yes, I exited except for 1 contract based on that short. So I'm actually short 2, entered with 4, but the remaining 1 that I'm talking about right now is from previous weeks. NQ, NQ and Euro, whatever. Right. So crude is another one that I entered and exited in the same week. But what I'm trying to get at is like trading is boring in a sense where you should be bored. You should be entering and exiting in a bored manner. When you give a shit about ticks, that's when you lose.
Okay, so the question comes up: how do I get? How can I sign up for your signals for big trades?
I don't know. I have no clue. But yeah, so I guess what we're talking about is what Harvey said was absolutely correct, right?
What was that?
Harvey, say it again. Keeper, I forgot. Or he's not there.
What? You want me to say?
I mean,
You were
Harvey-
saying something to them.
I mean, Harvey said a lot of things. I don't know which one you meant. What Harvey said.
Well, he's talking about in regards to ticks and in regards to, giving a shit about MEEs and stuff like that, right? Or looking at all these smaller time frame stuff. Is what he was saying.
No,
Harvey,
I totally get it. Like you say, when you're looking for a 100-point move, you don't care about 5-10 point. I mean, not care, but you can enter with 5-10 point stop.
Right.
So yeah, if you're looking for 200 points, then it's good risk. Even if it doesn't work out, it's still good risk to reward ratio potential.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean. Just like on smaller time frames, if you look for, risking a point or 2 points and looking for 10, 20 points, pretty much the same thing, and just different time spectrum and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harvey, you remember my piano?
Oh yeah, you're gonna say something stupid, aren't you?
Yeah, add another 50% to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I am
Well,
still.
long story short is
Wait,
you pay
I'm still
attention
not
to
on
the
track.
levels.
I'm still not on track.
Yeah, well, I get it. On track on.
My
that's
goal.
The hard part about this, yeah. Well, on track, but on average, that's the hard part with this game. It's not going to do this. All of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So for those of you guys don't know, my goal this year.
Sideways, and then all of a sudden it's going to spike up. Then it goes sideways. Then it spikes
Yeah.
up. Right? It's the same thing. If you zoom in on your P&L, it's going to be swinging all over the place, right? But if you zoom out of it and say write it down as like a monthly instead of like a daily,
It'll affect your mood too.
yeah, exactly. It'll make you perform. Like they, if you haven't watched any YouTube videos, a lot of them. One thing that I agree with, and the fact of the matter, if you have to use trading positive income to pay your bills or your rent or whatever, it's going to be that's going to backfire on you big time.
Wow.
Right? You have to be able to let the money part of it go, which, in my opinion, is actually the thing. Right? This is the thing that stops traders, is being able to let go of outcome, and especially let go of the outcome money.
Mm-hmm.
And so all we can do is combat it in our own minds, but we can also combat it with our size. Oversize and over leveraging yourself is exactly what the fucking thing is, right? Like I won't take a trade if I've got
Mama, twoja szkoda mój synek prosił mnie na rękach.
If you look at my journal, I've only taken 1 or 2 trades every day. That's it. Some days none. It's not setting up for me, right? Like it's just not setting up for me. Today gave me 1 setup. I was late. And lo and behold, it wasn't even that great. 20 some odd ticks. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, fucking home run or anything. It was still not the greatest move, and that was the 1 setup that I missed today. Now I'm gonna have to sit here and wait until, in my opinion, probably 2:30, probably 3 o'clock. This actually might even be like a fucking 3:30 fucking play, which means that I'm probably not gonna participate in it again. But patience, not being focused on the P&L and the growth of it too. It's like, well, how about nobody ever asks, how long will this take? They always ask, how fast can I do it? Nobody ever said, like, how long does it take to become a good specialist doctor? It's up to you. I know it's going to take a minimum of this many years.
You're not wrong. What you just said.
That was my motivational for today.
For those of you guys who don't know, my goal that I challenged Fat Cat was to make $1 million this year. I'm way off of that, meaning I'm not even anywhere close. I'm dragging behind of that, right? So, this is the first big 2-3 weeks I've had in a while. Well, maybe not in a while, but this could catch me up pretty well. So, not catch me up as in like I'm on par, but anyways, it's not about me. It's about you guys. I think this is why initially I was like, oh yeah, you guys should only be taking about 1 to 2 trades per day. 2 stabs per time, and then move on. Right? Like we're not trying to do anything else. So, I personally, again, the rules make sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense to you, per se. Like, they probably don't fucking make sense to you guys. But the rules have helped me a lot. Whether you guys want to adhere to it is a different story. So, I need to do something really quick. I'll be right back. And then I'm going to show you guys why those rules matter. All right, so I'll be back. You guys should always talk amongst yourselves, by the way. Like, this discussion should not always be around me. All right, I'll be back.
Yeah, guys, someone have a scenario on this area of what could happen, for example, on ES or NQ?
Joey.
A market reading or something? Harvey, do you have something? Chia, go ahead.
I mean, this feels like the middle of a range to me, so I'm just going to stay out of it for now.
Like, do you have any idea when to enter, for example, and what area should be tagged or
honestly
reached in order to enter?
Either high of day or low of day. That's all I'm going to stick with for this time.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere in the middle is just chop.
Because I've traded like the middle of ranges before, and that has always fucked me. So you live and learn, right?
Yeah. But like it's near the high of the day, so
I wouldn't say we're that near. I mean, in the daily range, it looks like we're in the middle of it on ES.
Yeah, so I think he's looking at NQ.
NQ, yeah, I'm talking more about NQ. NQ is given like
It is at the upper side of that range, but
not quite there
that's
yet.
the thing. Okay, what else is at the upper range? More things at the upper range, or more things at the lower range? Then which one is the outlier, or whatever? Maybe it's not. Maybe that's telling you that is an outlier, and that's not accurate to what the markets want to do. Right? You know what I mean? Or give you a signal right now to short NQ down to the middle part of the range, where ES will just be sitting there waiting for it. Now everybody at the bottom middle of the range, right? There's not really a clear cut, but that would be my intentions with NQ right now, would be to take it to the middle of the range.
Yeah, I took a trade on NQ. I short around 83. I mitigated the risk.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
83?
Yeah, 83. I mitigated the risk. The stop was
nice job.
Stop was 23 points. 23 points. Stop from the 83. So it was at around 06.
What time did you enter?
I entered like around that one small consolidation. Like there was a sell-off, kind of sell-off, that after having kind of a top tick around, give me 1 second. I will share my screen 1 second.
So it's 12 o'clock Eastern, which would be, what is that, 11 o'clock Central, right?
Like 12:07, because I see the top tick at 12:06, right?
You're looking at Central, or are you looking at?
I'm looking at EST.
Oh, EST. So yeah, like the top pick would have been at like 11:43.
Yeah, 11:40.
Wait, sorry.
41.
Hey guys, do you see the screen?
Oh yeah, maybe we should look at the screen. I get confused sometimes between all the. I'm looking at a lot of shit nowadays. Really be focused, right? And like, it's hard for me to find the times of all this shit. I'm like,
Yeah. For you, it's 11:40.
Here
11:41.
at this area. Not 11:41. I took like it was that high.
No, I mean about Taptic Cosmo. The highest price.
Here.
Yeah.
I see it.
I don't know if this is Chicago time, so -5 UTC.
Yeah, you are. Let me see. Yeah, you're on Chicago time.
Exactly. So after that top tick, there was kind of like if you see this equal highs here and here, like kind of a area of interest for me. Plus there was a good break here. So this area, if you see this the 5 minutes, on the 5 minute this area made that break, and I love like seeing those wicks also, and have this area also broke these equal lows.
dude, I like it.
Cosmo, and Cosmo, where was your stop? High of day?
This was my stop. Like the stop was here.
Oh, so even
106. Yeah, it was here. So how I determined my stop? Wow. It was more of a. So I took the 1 minute here, and I saw the ATR. So the ATR at this period was kind of near 9. So I did the high of the day plus 9 points. Like in case of the average true range, like if it comes here and goes 3, 4, 5 points or something like that. So I mitigated the risk.
And what was your entry? 83?
83.50.
Oh, no, that's
here. I entered here at this area.
Okay.
At this area. Yeah, at this consolidation. And what I did is that I drove this Fibonacci on that last swing. So I would enter only when it goes above the 50%. You know, kind of a better price. So now I'm risk-free and waiting for it, like from yesterday's analysis that I did yesterday. So we have this value area high and value area low with point of control. So, and I have a 0 level also. We have a 0 level here. If you see it, like the 13,087. So that gave me more confidence into taking the trade. Plus, there was a I like playing the reversals on the point of controls. As you can see here, this consolidation, this huge consolidation gave this point of control, which was a good kind of resistance here. So that gave me more confidence into that this is could be a inflection point, especially like there was nothing.
Kazma, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear my dog?
What?
Can you hear my dog barking?
No. No,
not really.
Okay, good.
It's fine.
I don't want to interrupt you with him barking. Sorry, continue, Kazma.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I think we don't. I think nobody's hearing it. So after that, like sell off plus, there is a lot of things plus 0 level plus this on the. For example, if you take the 5 minutes, this area was good from yesterday and stayed also and kept also did the same thing here. It broke those lows, then retested back, then broke those lows and got retested at this point. So this is the 3rd time it's getting retested with this week. So like it can go up, I don't know, but I'm playing for the for the break of this composite value to at least retest here to start thinking of buys. So my stops are like I would not touch them. So the target here is this prior swing low here at 982. So here at this area, then around 937. So if we can reach that, it's good. If we don't, it's good also.
Are you gonna scale out along the way?
What?
Are you gonna scale some out like middle of
No,
middle of today?
I will.
Are you going for at least
The scale out is here, like the low of the day.
Okay.
So the low of the day, I think it's still in play. The low of the day is still in play. I think. I don't know. Because from this price action and price is holding here. Like if it gets broken, if I get stopped, it's like a break even, so I'm losing nothing. And maybe I could look for another short around this area. So I have two kinds of entries. If we go to that 1 day, you will see something very interesting here, which is a clear, like low volume area here. Between it's kind of there is this volume and this volume. So this area could be a reflection or a reversal area for me. So another short I could attempt it at this area, which is this green area. So here, other confluence I can use is this consolidation that happened yesterday with point of control that didn't get respected. So it's kind of going, testing the points of control of that B-shape volume profile, not getting accepted, then going down. And now we are only like going and ranging on that one. Maybe we can go to the edge of it, which is this area, then try and find a reversal on this micro range point of control here. That yesterday there was no reaction, so this one is still naked in my opinion. It could be it can hold the price down. So a short here with a target of the low of the day. So it could be a like 100 points or something like that, or maybe from this 138 to the low of the day, or at least here 61, like from 140 to 062. So it's roughly 80 points move if you want to be safe. But if you want to be like, you can scale out here some and have your stop here. Like if you enter here, if I enter here, for example, my stop could be here at 199, like having but that could be a very big stop. So I will see if I can do the same thing here, the last swing high plus the ATR. So it could be between 20 and 30 points, and reach for that 1 to 3 hour trade. That's it. But here I see that the price action is still stuck, but it's okay for me. I don't care. Like I'm risk free at this point. But I like how this price is stuck here. Maybe it's just a consolidation before the bigger move up, or the biggest breakdown. So as long as I'm risk